I get it. I get it. I totally get it. Totally get it. Trying to incorporate a brand new piece of equipment in your workout can be a little bit intimidating. And that's why today I'm going to share with you my top 3 things you need to know about kettlebell training, as well as the top 3 mistakes you want to avoid at all costs. Thing number 1, size and shape. Much like dumbbells, kettlebells come in a wide array of weights. They can be as light as 5 pounds and as heavy as 100 pounds or even more. Now, in terms of shape, most kettlebells are going to be like this. It's a ball with a handle, right? Some kettlebells are more elongated in shape, and some are square, and some are made of weight plates that are connected together with a handle. Whatever you decide to use, the goal of the workout is going to remain the same. So don't let the shape deter you from using kettlebells. Thing number 2, kettlebell training is both cardio training and strength training. Yeah, that's a doozy right there. Because of the type of exercise that you do with kettlebells, usually with velocity and momentum, working out with a kettlebell very quickly becomes a cardio workout. However, because you're swinging the kettlebell or lifting the kettlebell and you're using momentum and a fulcrum, it's also strength training. So technically, you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Thing number 3, understand the mechanics. All right, let's look at dumbbell training. Dumbbell training is usually slow-paced and controlled, which means that if your form is not 100%, you should make it out okay. Now, kettlebell training is a different story because we're using momentum and the fulcrum of your arm more often than not. So you're swinging a weight and the weight is traveling away from your body, reaching maximum velocity and coming back towards you. And of course I'm talking about the kettlebell swing right now, but that applies to a whole lot of other exercises. Now, if you do not understand the mechanics of the move you're trying to perform, you are at a much greater risk of hurting yourself. That is why I'm going to jump into mistake number 1, which is trying to emulate exercises that you see around the gym or on the internet without understanding what they're about. Because I agree with you, there's a ton of kettlebell exercises that look super cool and that you want to do because you've seen X, Y, or Z do it in the gym, or you've watched a video from this or that person, and you're fired up and you want to do it. Before you try the exercise, try to understand which body parts are going to be at work and which joints are going to be taxed and which muscle groups you're going to have to brace to control the momentum and the dynamic aspect of the exercise. If you do not understand that, don't attempt the exercise. Form is important. You really want to pay attention to form when you perform any type of exercise with weight. Kettlebell training is a multi-joint form of exercise. Very rarely do you see a kettlebell exercise that mobilizes only one muscle group and 1 or 2 joints. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. So if you do not understand that swinging your kettlebell is going to impact your arm, your shoulder, your back, your lower back, your core, your glutes, your legs and your knees, you might end up hurting yourself quite a bit. So do not attempt an exercise that you are not clear about. Mistake number 2, not using the appropriate weight. I am going to adopt here a stance that might be unpopular with some, but I'm going to stick to my guns when I say with kettlebell training, less is actually more. You've heard by now that weight training does nothing for you if you don't use a definite amount of weight. Like doing biceps curls with 5 pounds is never going to do anything for your biceps. So you should go to 15 or 20 or 25, whatever it is that you can do, but still feel taxed at the end. With kettlebell training, I would recommend that you actually aim for a lower amount of weight, especially in the beginning when you were just learning the moves. You can probably swing a 15, 16, 18, 20 pound kettlebell, like most of us can. I would argue that at the very beginning, you're actually better off using an 8, 10, or 12 pound kettlebell. Because this way, the momentum generated by the weight is not going to be so much that you're going to have a hard time controlling it and therefore compromising your form and the mechanics. Yes, I say that word a lot, but I am passionate about it. Understanding how a movement is put together is everything. So please start with a lower amount of weight, get comfortable with the move, understand how it works and what it impacts, and then add some weight. Mistake number 3, not using a kettlebell to its fullest. Okay, you can do a squat holding a kettlebell. You can do a shoulder press holding a kettlebell. Heck, you can do a biceps curl using a kettlebell. But how is that any different than using a dumbbell? Well, the answer is it's not any different. And that is not what kettlebells are designed for. They're made for explosive, dynamic motion. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to do an entire workout with explosive, dynamic movements. You would kill yourself, especially in the beginning. So my suggestion is learn one exercise really well, practice the form slowly, learn what you need to brace, what you need to plate, and plating is a concept that we'll explore in a subsequent video. Repeat the movement slowly, build up your understanding of what it does for you, and then perform that exercise within the confines of your regular workout, for instance. Once you're comfortable with one exercise, learn another one. Put your workout together any which way you feel comfortable. But please, 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 please use the kettlebell the way it's intended to be used. Project, swing, press, put some oomph into it, but always with control, always mindfully, and always, always with proper form. I hope this was helpful to you, and if it was, well, please give me a like, a thumbs up, and maybe subscribe to my channel. See you next time.